Good morning, everybody, and welcome to SUSECON Day 3. I hope you all had a fantastic time last night at the Palace, at the party. So raise your hand if you're at the party. Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to say. All right, that was great, and let's give the SUSE band a round of applause. So I know you heard them while you were there. I think that was one of the best conference parties I've been to, and I think the band just killed it. So let's move on today. I want to recap briefly before we launch into the day. Let's go back in time a little bit. And on Tuesday, if you remember, I had a fantastic conversation with Nils. We talked about SUSE's business, what we've achieved over the last year, who we are, where we're going. And the takeaway I hope you got from that is SUSE is a company on the move, and we're ready to help you with your digital transformation. And then the next day, our CTO, Dr. Thomas Giacomo, talked about industry trends and where the industry is going. And then today we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk about how we're responding to those industry trends and technologies and turning those into products and solutions that you can use today. So today we're going to get kind of hands-on and direct with that. And so I'd like to bring Dr. T back out here today to talk about that, along with Ralf Flaxa, our President of Engineering. Come on out, guys.
Good morning, Michael.
Thomas. Good morning. Good morning, Ralf.
Hi, Michael.
So, speaking of the party last night, I don't know if you guys noticed when I asked how many people are at the party, like the whole room raised their hand.
And probably people that are not in the room.
Yeah, probably a few might have had so much fun at the party they might not be here with us this morning.
They went on downtown,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But that also means, Ralf, that pretty much everybody in the room saw you just crushing it on the saxophone last night. That was amazing.
Thank you. Well, I think next year, how about you joining us on the guitar, Michael? Just for one song, okay?
So, did anyone notice Thomas's dance moves last night? Right? I mean, was he just putting on the moves?
So if you see me dancing, something's very wrong. But you dodged the question. The question was, are you going to play guitar next year at SUSECON?
Oh, that question.
Yes.
Well, you know, the only way anyone's going to know is if they come to SUSECON next year. So let's just leave it at that.
Okay, that's
all right. So today, you guys are going to talk about how we translate all those great technology trends into products and solutions. We like to use our marketecture diagram as the backdrop to that conversation. And I think I'll leave it to the two of you to get on with that.
Right.
And I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back later.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. So, Ralf, when looking at that slides, I cannot help but think that the enterprise Linux, the operating system, is at the base of it, and it's where it starts, and everything builds on top of it. Shall we start from there?
It is a good place to start, and we will talk about it, obviously. But first, I want to set the broader context. I want to invite all of you to look behind the scenes and into the minds of the engineers. So come into our world.
Oh, that's interesting. I've been in your world, and it was very exciting, and I'm sure that it's going to be exciting for the audience to understand more about this engineering world. So what is it like?
Well, exciting. Actually, I live in two worlds, okay? And traditionally, there is a wall in between. Remember that?
You were playing that song yesterday.
Yeah, we played that, yes. It was actually really nice in that venue, so great venue.
So
Thank you for choosing
developer and operation wall.
Yeah. So traditionally, there is this wall, and everybody talks about DevOps these days. And the challenges we see between the developer, on the one hand, they always want the latest and greatest stuff and technology to drive their innovation really, really fast.
Yeah.
And then you have the operational group, the guys who are responsible for delivering rock-solid production services. So there's sometimes some tension.
Already. Yesterday I said they were becoming friends, but they are not quite friends yet, you think?
Actually, they will be friends. They will be friends, but there is also a chaotic disconnect. It is no different in SUSE engineering, actually. We have the same kind of dilemma. We are asked to deliver stable and dependable enterprise products while we are living in and leveraging the open source community, and that's kind of a difficult balance to do, right? It's hard to balance but we found the secret sauce.
Oh, you found it. So you have to tell us what it is now.
Continuous integration.
That's just a buzzword.
Well,
You said you were going to invite us in your world, so I want you to really tell us what is the secret sauce.
just bring up the tension a little bit, you know? You know the modern development loop, right? So
Yeah,
here.
I know that. Well, it's actually here as well, huh?
But tumbleweed, great.
Yeah.
But I think it doesn't tell the whole story.
No?
There's more to it. We are actually doing continuous integration in multiple dimensions. Not only one loop, but multiple loops. So on the one hand, with the highly creative and unbelievable large and open source community, we do that integration loop. And on the other hand, in our product delivery process at SUSE, we are also doing continuous integration. So we have to deliver predictable, stable enterprise products that our people depend on, while continuously delivering innovation. And that's hard. So the real secret sauce that you were asking for is how to bring those two worlds together. And the answer is with a common code base and with tooling.
Okay, that's an interesting concept, but Michael and I, we have promised to this audience that we will discuss our real-world products and solutions. So,
yeah, products. We will talk about products, and I think I'll bring even more of our engineering leadership on stage,
cool.
and we'll talk about this, so promised. But before we do that, don't tell Michael, but I'm going to talk about something else that is free.
I should not tell I'm not talking to Michael. I don't know him, so that's fine.
He's
not
probably
tell him.
backstage on hearing
Yeah,
us. So.
he's doing something else.
Well, good. A lot of people don't even know about our package hub and our build service. Okay, so these are not products, but these are services that we do in the open and that we share with everybody. If you're part of the SUSE community, whether it's the enterprise or the open community, this is all free to you. And on top of your SLES subscription, if you're a big enterprise or a startup, you can take advantage of that. It's a way to actually make your build integrated with SUSE and do the continuous integration together with SUSE. So it's really, really open.
It's even available to our competitors.
Even to our competitors. So you heard Michael and Niels talk about really being open.
Yeah.
So we give out our tools, so to say. They can use it. We can collaborate with our partners and everybody on that. So we even make their lives easier, and that's what SUSE is all about, as you heard from Michael and from Niels. So when you come to SUSECON, you hear a lot about products, you're in these sessions, and it's really good. Products are good, selling them is even better, and I like that. But when I talk to people, it's really about the tooling that goes around it. And you can use the build service for free, and we understand what you need because there's more than just a commercial product. And so we provide the products and the tools to make it possible for you to really interact with us. And that's the magic of SUSE, sharing both.
Probably a lot of people don't know about those tools, but some certainly they do know them. And our partners love it, they leverage it, they use them to gain more value. Both HP and SAP, for instance, are users of it. And since we'll be hearing from those two partners in just a moment, I'd better introduce one of them. So if you had a chance to see some of the SUSE roadmap slides during the sessions, you probably noticed that we are containerizing a lot of our products. Of course, SUSE Cloud Application Platform is coming as containers, but we're also containerizing SUSE Enterprise Storage, SUSE Openstack control nodes, and a lot more other products too. What it does for our partners, it's simplifying for them the challenge of doing hyper-converged solutions at the compute and storage level, for instance, with some tight integration with their technology. Looking at the HPE partnership, for instance, after having packaged SUSE Enterprise Storage on HPE servers like ProLiant, Apollo, or even Cloudline, we have recently introduced SUSE Enterprise Storage on Synergy. And when you think about it, we have a lot of synergies with HPE. HPE is relying on SUSE OpenStack Clouds and SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, obviously. For the technical touch points that we have together are many, at many different levels of the stack. And we also have very strong joint go-to-market. Now, to talk more about all of that, please help me welcoming on stage the HPE VP and Chief Technologist for Software-Defined Infrastructure and Cloud Group, Gary Thum. Hey, Gary.
Thank you, Ralf. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me. and thank you for joining us this week. But now you probably have a good handle on how SUSE views the future of IT. Yesterday, you heard Thomas refer to the reality of IT as a mix of mixed bags, where organizations will employ a number of solutions from a number of vendors to deliver their unique and necessary range of traditional virtual and cloud resources. HPE shares in this vision. In fact, we've been talking about it, as we call hybrid IT, for years. We also agree with SUSE on the big challenges. For the hybrid IT model to be successful, developers and line of business application owners need low friction access to resources across providers. Admins need a unified tool to manage and monitor these heterogeneous resources. And it all needs to be supported by world-class transformation services. At HPE, we believe we're uniquely positioned to solve those challenges, and our growing partnership with SUSE plays a major role in that. Earlier this week, you heard Michael talk about the recent investment in HPE's Openstack talent and intellectual property. But what does that mean for all of you, the admins and developers responsible for implementing and using HPE Helion Openstack? To put it quite simply, not much changes in the way that you do business, but the quality of products and services will be even better than before. We view OpenStack as a key technology provider in the multi-cloud future, and we're making investments and partnerships to support making that a reality. SUSE is a proven industry leader in open source solution software development. And we're backing that with our world-class consulting and implementation services with more than 3,000 customers, enterprise and government, and over 50 years of enterprise experience. In fact, many of the engineers currently working on OpenStack at SUSE were previously working at OpenStack at HPE. So this arrangement accelerates development while maintaining continuity and experience. Our customers still work with a single vendor, either HPE or our channel partners, to purchase and deploy a complete solution of services, software, and hardware. And as an example of how this relationship helps us bring better products to market backed by more focused services, we released Helion Openstack 5.0 in July. This release was engineered by SUSE and delivers new capabilities from OpenStack Newton, like native container orchestration, making Docker, Mesos, and Kubernetes first-class citizens in the OpenStack world. We also certified Helion Openstack 5.0 on HPE Synergy, allowing you to share infrastructure across cloud and traditional computing models with the ability to rapidly reallocate resources based on demand. And we're investing in other technologies in partnership with SUSE to help enable our vision of hybrid IT. We have a unique integration with SUSE Enterprise Storage, fully delivered from HPE and supported by Point-Next services. SUSE is actually the first software-defined storage certified on HPE Apollo servers, which gives you unmatched storage density and at the lowest possible cost per gigabyte. SUSE is also the first software-defined storage certified on Synergy, giving you an unlimited flexibility for changing test and development workloads on the first composable infrastructure platform. We actually have a demo of this on the expo floor if you'd like to see it firsthand. We also have demos of Helion Openstack and our work on SAP HANA. SAP is another great partner of ours, so it's really great to be able to share the stage with them today. We're excited about these new products and services that we're bringing to market with SUSE and what that means for our customers and end users. We believe HPE has a unique capability to deliver on the promises of hybrid IT. Now, if any of this sounds like it can help you in your work, please reach out to your sales rep. Visit us up in the demo area, or point your favorite search engine to the HPE Composable Infrastructure Developers Hub. With that, I'd like to thank you all.
Thank you, Thank you, Gary.
All right. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. So I have a question. We've been doing a lot of things together over the years.
That we have.
So what do you think is going to be the next joint innovation we should work on together as a team and partners for the benefit of our customers? What's coming next?
Well, that's a great question, Thomas. And I think there's so much innovation going on, but I think there's obviously a lot, especially going on containers and how people want to use that for cloud workloads. And I think a great opportunity for us to work together really is on this kind of this application delivery services that you guys are working on, and we're very excited to help kind of can make that a reality as well.
And I think we've started working on that together.
Absolutely, yeah.
So before I let you go, I think we have also a very exciting announcement to make here today.
Yes, we do, actually. So we're actually proud to announce that HP has joined SUSE's training program as SUSE's first global training partner. And so with that, we're actually very excited about.
Oh, we are as well. We look forward for many more years of successful partnership. Gary, thumb, everyone.
All right,
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas.
And now we're going to continue our journey up to the stack and into the minds of engineers. It can be scary. So to help doing that, please welcome back on stage Ralf, together with Olaf, Misha, and Jim. Go on, guys. Hi. Nice t-shirt.
Again.
Yeah. So where are we? We're there. How are you doing, guys? How was the party?
Good. That's great.
Good.
Yeah.
So welcome to all of you. We have our architecture slide behind us, and that can provide some context for the discussion. So let's start at the bottom of the stack with our OS and Linux. Ralf, please.
Okay, Olaf, I think that's you. What are your takeaways from the first 2 days of SUSECON?
Well, one topic that I have heard a lot in the past 2 days is really about the pace of innovation, the pace of change. The innovation cycle is spinning faster and faster, and the question is, how do you cope with that as a company, and also how do we in SUSE Linux Enterprise cope with that?
So, like in other words, we need to keep on providing stability, security, and reliability that our customers expect, and at the same time be able to deliver fast-paced innovation, right?
Yeah, and I mean, on one hand, this is about adapting the development cycle, just like many of our customers and partners are currently doing. We're moving from a more traditional development model to a much more agile one. And for example, we're collaborating much more closely with our OpenSUSE community. We've invested a lot into test automation and continuous integration with OpenQA. And that helps us have a constant insight into where we are in terms of quality in the product cycle, keep the quality at a high level, and also do that for maintenance.
So we are more agile, we are more flexible, and it helps us to deliver faster products to the market without compromising on quality.
Yeah.
Right. So how does that help our customers?
Well, we can make our SLE offerings even richer, right? And we can build offerings on top of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, right, Olaf?
Oh, that's absolutely what we're doing. So, for instance, in SUSE Linux Enterprise 12, we offer a variety of modules that can have a little different life cycles, and that essentially enables us to deliver innovation at a faster pace than in the base operating system. And we've done that, for example, with the container module, we've done it with the package hub, and other modules.
Yeah, so I remember Michael and Niels, they mentioned the different form factors that the operating system would need to cope with and is coping with today. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is actually the other path. So the other part, and today the prime example for that is the container as a service platform. The cluster nodes that run underneath this platform, they really run something that we call micro OS, but it's not a new operating system. This is really just an adaptation of SUSE Linux Enterprise Server. So that platform itself inherits all the benefits of SLES. So the certifications, the security, and above all, of course, the stability. While the platform that runs on top of it is really giving you all the benefit that you want for application developers to create a container-based application, test and deploy it very quickly.
So the application developers can be using the SLES-based containers, but they can also be pulling packages from the package hub, right?
Right.
All right, thank you. So Ralf, let's move up the stack a little bit now.
So next up the stack is you, Jim. You joined us from HP. Can you talk a little bit about day 1, day 2, day 200, so all the way from installation to daily operation, maintenance, and then if you want to go to the eventual next system?
Oh, sure. So day 1 is really important, but we hope you're only going to end up doing that about once per cloud, right? And so day 200 is also really important, but it's a problem more for future you when you've got a lot more mileage under your belt and understand what the future systems should look like. Let's focus a little bit instead maybe on day 2 and talk about what you're going to do day in, day out as you operate your cloud.
So, Jim, what is the most influential part of your day 2 experience?
Oh, I mean, it's really one of two things, right? You're going to be talking about scale or ease of use. And I've been really fortunate to get to work with teams who deeply value and are passionate about both of these. And as we brought the teams from both HPE and SUSE together, we've actually found that that's a strong common attitude across both teams. So when you think about scale, scale really reduces to architecture and configuration. And that means it's really based on experience. And we're really fortunate because we've just doubled the experience of the team. And then, as you heard mentioned, talking about continuous integration environments and the highly automated way that we approach that, that gives us the ability to start baking that experience down into the products today. And so you're going to start seeing a set of small bite-sized updates to Cloud 7 that increase its ability to handle that scale today.
Oh, that's cool. And I think we all agree that ease of use is something very hard to accomplish, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's much harder to build that into a product and a team. It's really a relentless mindset. It's a commitment to seeking the most straightforward, uncomplicated solutions to the challenges our customers face. Fortunately for me, SUSE's embodied this mindset for years and years.
We've been doing that for 20 years.
Yes,
25.
absolutely. 25,
And soon
yes.
60, apparently. Okay, let's move up to the top of the stack now, Ralf.
So, Misha, that would be you. Olaf addressed some really crucial points. The transition towards a more modern development model, and that needs changes in processes and tools and mindset. And I know you talk a lot about that.
Yeah, and actually, that's what we had to do in engineering. So the whole engineers and the whole teams had to align, to understand, and basically to embrace this move, which comes with some change. And that's what we started a few years ago in SUSE, because it was the prerequisite for this agile journey. And obviously there were some processes to change in there, and we had to create a tooling for it.
What did it look like, that tooling and processes?
I'm tempted to say like Taylor Swift morphing into Jeff Price.
Oh, wow.
But actually,
This could be quite sexy.
it was an iterative process for us, and we used exactly the tooling that we are providing nowadays to our customers. And that's the container as a service platform together with all the container technologies on it.
And Thomas, you know, we listen to our customers, so we treat ourselves as a customer as well in engineering, right?
And yes, exactly. We are drinking our own champagne. You can take SUSE Manager as an example, which has fully containerized development and testing and deployment pipelines. Or, for example, the SUSE Customer Center. We are not at Facebook level, but we are managing to deploy this up to 5 times a day.
5 times a day.
Wow, that's cool.
And as Olaf mentioned, when developers work on their applications, when they develop their applications, they just want to have a rock-solid infrastructure. So I'm very happy that finally we get HA capabilities as part of the Container as a Service platform, V2, and the multi-master setup, for example, for Kubernetes nodes.
And then we have Helm, the containerized application package manager, right, which will certainly help our customers and help us in moving towards this fast and agile world.
And that's all we want everywhere.
Exactly.
So thank you all. We are going to hear from another partner in just a moment. But, well, first, let's get you out of stage, please.
Okay.
And thank you very much. Thank you, Ralf, Misha, Olaf, and Jim. Thank you. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about data. That's right. And if you followed the Subtech heads, that might be a reference to some of the keynotes that Bjorn did there. But anyway, don't ask what you can do for your data, ask what your data can do for you. I don't want to talk about how the growth of data is exploding exponentially. We all know that. And yes, it's happening. It's critical to handle. And by the way, it's much easier to handle with the use of a distributed software-defined storage like SUSE Enterprise Storage. But let's look at it from the importance of data. On its own, data is pretty much useless. It's just information sitting there. We need to be able to act on it with some relevance. And ideally, as automatically as possible. All of that starts with the collection of data. And today, that's probably the most straightforward aspect of it, because every systems are now able to produce detailed data about what they're doing and what's happening. The challenge begins when we need that data to be cleaned up and organized towards specific objectives. And it gets even more complicated to process that data and to output reactions and decisions that must be executed based on the results of the processing. And SUSE is helping there with so-called big data and analytics capabilities and also HPC processing. We've been involved for many years in the OpenHPC project, for instance. We've also integrated different Hadoop distributions together with SAP Vora. We have also some very nice solution for in-memory computing with HANA, obviously. We are working with NVIDIA on CUDA, which is a parallel computing platform and programming model to take advantage of the hardware. And let's quickly talk about another key technology trend building on top of data, which is related to some of the artificial intelligence techniques that are machine and deep learning. Despite being complex and powerful, our human brains cannot cope with the amount of data and the possibilities that current distributed systems have, let alone quickly automate and improve them. This is also probably why sometimes we rely on gut feelings. Or we can still do some benchmarks, but they will be limited to the context of where we are doing them. Machine learning can complement automatically there, well, automatically after some training. You still need to train some of the machine learning methods, but still, it helps by predicting and possibly improving systems without our explicit intervention. It's better than gut feeling because it's based on real data, and it's also better than benchmarking because it gets more and more accurate and can cover generic cases. This can help companies to improve their operational efficiencies and business decision-making process. At customers and partners, but also within SUSE, I've seen it used to analyze incoming bugs systems, for instance, to help for their classification and prediction. It's also used to size and optimize parameters and configuration of complex clouds and distributed solutions. Or again, it can be used to help predicting the needs for upgrades based on past upgrades results. The good news is that, again, open source is at the forefront of the technology innovation that is enabling machine learning, with projects and libraries such as TensorFlow or some of the Apache initiatives. And we are already investigating into that. But what if we had some partners who would know more about this to work with us? And actually, we do have many. But there's one that has been a very long-time partner of SUSE, and we also have a lot of great solutions in that space, and that's SAP. As you know, our deep and true partnership goes a long way, from Linux to HANA and Vora, but there is a lot more to that. You might have read the latest announcement of SUSE and SAP, where SUSE OpenStack Cloud and SUSE Enterprise Storage are the building blocks of the SAP Cloud Platform. So now, please help me welcoming on stage Stefan Weitland and Martin Fassunger, from SAP, obviously. Hey, Martin.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, Stefan. Hi. So who is the master of the clicker? You are.
Stefan is the master of the slides. Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction and for the warm welcome. It's for us a pleasure to stay with you in Prague at the SUSECON 2017. Normally we meet Michael and team always in a small town called Waldorf in our development bunker and discussing the new trends of cloud in the platform. And as you might know, we have a very good collaboration with SUSE since a couple of years. When I was starting at SAP in 1998, already we worked together with SUSE, and I think since 1999 we have a strong partnership starting with R3, the release for OB, a very good one. And over the years then we worked together in the SUSE lab in Waldorf, dealing with T-Rex, dealing with Business One, dealing with Business by Design, and for sure with SAP HANA. And as you see, HANA, especially for our customers, has a big impact, and SUSE is the backbone in the infrastructure for high availability, disaster recovery, and these kind of things. And today, we're bringing the new application portfolio of SAP on a new type of platform. We talk here about Leonardo portfolio, which comprises machine learning, IoT applications, analytics, and all this nice stuff. And all this is running on the SAP Cloud Platform, and Stefan will give an overview over the architecture and what's the purpose behind it.
So, hello. I would just want to give you a short overview about SAP Cloud Platform and what it means for SAP and for our customers. So it's the platform as a service offering which enables our customers to drive them through the digital transformation. The central application infrastructure of the platform is Cloud Foundry. In addition, we offer a set of services that spans data and storage services, big data services like HANA and Vora, and additional platform services, which also include special services like mentioned by Martin for machine learning, IoT, and analytics. On top, we have business service, general business services for reuse, and specific business services for a certain industry domain. To support the development on top of Cloud Platform, we deliver also the complete development infrastructure and the corresponding DevOps tooling. That is, the platform enables our customers to quickly create new functionality by connecting to their backend system, extending them without touching them. It allows them to collect and manage data and integrate them, the different data sources. And it allows them to quickly build new solutions on top of the platform. Overall, the sub-cloud platform helps our customers to optimize the enterprise, to drive innovation, and to overall accelerate its way through the digital transformation. Finally, I would mention that the cloud platform is hosted on the multi-cloud, means the hybrid cloud providers, in addition on the SUSE Openstack, which enables us to provide a path in our own data center and for dedicated installations in the customer data centers. Having said this, I would hand over back to Martin.
Yeah, thanks. So as Stefan said, what the hell has a cloud platform to do with infrastructure? A lot. I think we run currently Siemens MindSphere in a data center in Rhodes, and we want to meet industry standards there, and infrastructure and PaaS goes hand in hand. And this means for us, we work closely with SUSE engineering team to meet the SLAs. In the course of Q4, we will run on SUSE Cloud OpenStack 7. We will use SUSE Enterprise Storage, as said before. We will move to Ceph, and with this, we will work closely together with Michael and team to bring the nice requirements and all the features needed for a demanding enterprise cloud platform directly to SUSE. I think that's the key of our cooperation, that we work directly with development, that we include SUSE directly in our agile development processes. That is what we expect from a partner, and that SUSE directly sees which are the challenges we are facing in the data centers. And while Stefan has said that we run on the hypercloud providers, we for sure will run in the SAP data centers all over the world. That's a clear ask from the customers for data integrity, security, and all these kind of things. Now, hope that we will see Michael back on stage.
All right, thanks guys. Good to see you. Good to see you here in Prague. You know, we've been working together on Cloud Platform for quite some time, and you know, I've been seeing you guys in Waldorf, I think like almost every month this year. So it's nice that we finally get to spend some time together somewhere else. I like Waldorf, don't get me wrong, I like Waldorf. But Prague, right? Isn't it nice to be here?
That's very nice. Thank you
it's
for
very
the
nice,
invitation.
I think. So thank you guys for being here. And I know you've already shared with the audience how we're working together, and SUSE OpenStack Cloud and SUSE Enterprise Storage are building blocks for Cloud Platform. But I thought we'd drill down on that just a little bit more and maybe talk about how we're working together. And Martin, you were just mentioning this, you know, that co-engineering, co-innovation model that we're using together is really the key to delivering the levels of service and the speed of innovation that made this possible. I'm wondering if you could talk in a little bit more detail about how we do that.
Yeah, you said speed of innovation and directly feeling of the requirements is for us the most important thing. Mm-hmm. That means there is really no difference between our SAP development teams and the SUSE teams. We rely on this technical expertise. The stacks are getting more and more complex today. Yep. We have huge challenges in the area of networking, in the area of getting storage, especially in the context of containers. Yep. And for us, it's key, if we work with partners to be successful, that we can directly incorporate them in the development process, as well with the management. That's the reason why we meet in Waldorf so regularly.
It's the whole organization, yeah. Yes. Yeah, and it's been great. It's been really great working on that together, and there's so much more to come from that as Cloud Platform as a solution rolls out across the industry into data centers and public clouds and private environments. It's going to be great. Now, another topic that we've both touched on over the last few days, and you guys this morning, is orchestration, containerization, Kubernetes, and Cloud Foundry. And I know at SUSE we have a vision towards bringing those things together, the convergence of containerization, Kubernetes, and Cloud Foundry. You'll see that in our architecture and how we've brought our products to market. And I think we have a shared interest in the convergence of those technologies to create the best possible solutions for all of you, our customers and partners. And I'm wondering, Stefan, maybe if you could speak a little bit to that vision at SAP. How do you see the future of those technologies and the convergence of those technologies?
So as you know, containerization is all around infrastructure and a topic in our industry. So we also get our requests from, for this hype topic from our customers with regards to the brownfield applications, how to bring them into the cloud or solve special, very sophisticated solutions which they want to bring into the on top of the infrastructure. So having said this, in addition, we internally also think about how to bring containerization together with our current sub-cloud platform offering based on SUSE Openstack. And here we are really looking forward to bring concrete industry requirements into the discussions to, at the end, have one common product covering containerization, Openstack, and our PaaS offering.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of shared interest in that, and I think that's going to be turned into value for our customers. And it's interesting, you know, we've been meeting in Waldorf for months after month after month. Now we're in Prague. In just 2 weeks, we're going to be, the three of us will be together again in Basel, another great city, for the Cloud Foundry Summit. And I think our, you know, this idea of bringing together these communities and these technologies, we're going to be moving that forward at the summit with the community and the board discussions there. So I look forward to seeing you guys again in just a few weeks. Thank you for being here at SUSECON.
Thank you for the invitation.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Stefan. Thank you. All right, so we're reaching the end of another great morning keynote. I just want to mention a few things before I turn you all loose to go grab some coffee and head off into some more great sessions. I mentioned it briefly the other day, our Demopalooza. But since so many of you are here for the first time this year, I want to talk a little bit more about Demopalooza. It's not your average demo session. In fact, in some ways it can be a little surprising, maybe even a little dangerous. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, they look a little dangerous, but don't worry, you'll be safe. And just to illustrate what we mean, 2 years ago in Amsterdam, we did a Demopalooza, and we called it Beer as a Service. Yeah, so in this everything as a service world, we thought, okay, beer as a service. And I'm not going to tell you whether there's going to be beer this year. There's only one way to find out. You're going to have to go to the Demopalooza and check it out. Now, also, I want to mention very quickly that this year, of course, we had SUSECON here in Europe. Next year, we'll be having SUSECON in North America, so we've been alternating geographies. So I want to make sure you're all aware of that and invite you all to join us at next year's SUSECON in North America, and then, of course, we'll be back in Europe again after that. So without further ado, thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, and I will see you at Demopalooza. Thanks, everybody.